Hi everyone, it's me Darlene. It is time for another Upcycled Fashions video. I am very excited about this episode because I am taking the scraps of a skirt that I used in last week's Upcycled Fashion and I'm going to try to make it into something new. You may remember what I'm talking about. Last week I took two skirts, a denim skirt and a white gauze skirt, and I cut some of the denim skirt off and I attached the white gauze skirt to the bottom of that, but there was a lining in that skirt and I saved that lining and the waistband. So this is what we have. We have this original waistband to the skirt, and when I cut the tier off, I left a little bit of, oh, that's not attached at all. So yeah, I have plenty. I can sew onto this. And then we have the lining. And my thinking was that I could find some sheer fabric and put that over this and turn it into a new skirt. So here is what I did. I went in my cellar. Once upon a time, when I had my sewing business, I had purchased a lot of different sarongs and scarves and stuff that I used to turn into clothing. And I found this one, and yes, I have washed it. And I just think it's going to be perfect. I wanted something sheer because I want to see the lining through the sheer outer layer. And look, it's got white, so it's just gonna go so good with this, I do think. I'm going to try to use this entire thing and gather it. I thought that would be super cool. And I did put this on my mannequin, and the lining goes below the knees. The sheer fabric is probably, I don't know, about 5 or 6 inches longer even. I am going to cut this lining, I think, to above the knees, because I like that look when people wear something sheer and you can see the lining, you know, like it's kind of short and then the rest of the dress or skirt is sheer. So I think I'm gonna go for that. Also because there is a slit and it's a little bit worn. Now I could sew the slit of this. The slit is in the front, but then I don't want to be seeing, you know, a big hem in there. I don't know. I just think I want to cut it shorter and go with that. So let's just go over to the sewing table and get started. I forgot to mention that this skirt came from Georgiana in Texas, and I will link down below to the Upcycled Fashions where I turned the bottom part of this skirt into a different skirt. So do go watch that too. I have a couple of choices to make. I have to decide how much of the white fabric I want at the top, and then I have to decide how, you know, short I want to cut the lining. I think I want the lining to be about to here. When I went to my mannequin, it looked like about that much cut off would be good. And I'm thinking that here, I have a seam here from where there was a tier attached. And I'm thinking maybe it would be better if I cut above that. Unless I want to sew right on that to give it a little bit more stability. I will think about that. Let's first take care of cutting the bottom here. And I also don't care for this big hem. I mean, I don't know. I think we can do better. Not going to be overly fussy. Just going to pretty much fold in half. Well, I'm going to fold it this way because I kind of want to see where that slit is. I think I'm just going to cut like right there. And I will save this for something. Maybe I can use it for scrappy transformations. Now I am going to go ahead and stitch that shut. What I'm going to do is, since this slit was hemmed on both sides, I'm going to go ahead and cut the hem off, just so there's not that much bulk there. So now I'm just going to stitch this closed. And I'm not going to hem it yet. I'm going to wait till the skirt is done, just in case I want to cut some more of the lining. Now I just want to find the quarter points to this skirt, but I want to find it here. So let's just lay this flat. And I'm just going to put some pins in the front and back center and on both sides. And I use safety pins so I don't hurt myself. I am going to go ahead and sew the side seam right now. There does not seem to be a right side or a wrong side to this fabric, so I just picked one side, and I'm going to sew this seam. Now I need to find the quarter points of this. Now I'm going to do this the same way that I do my t-shirt dresses. I'm going to pretend that this is the t-shirt. I am going to get all of this out of the way. I will be starting at a side seam. How did I do this? I never can really remember. I will figure it out when I sit down. I'm going to take my side seam of this, and I will be sewing it under. Ooh, this is going to have to be folded and hemmed. I'm going to do that all in one step. That's a bit much in one step. Maybe I should hem that first. Or can I go ahead and do it? I think I can do it. I'm going to just fold this, and then I will gather the fabric as I go so that the pins somewhat match up. Does that make any sense? It'll make more sense when we get to the sewing machine. Of course, I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and sew this and hem it first, just so it'll look nice and neat. I'm just turning once. Alright, I don't like the way this is coming out. Going to have to sew from the top side. Seam ripping. Here's what I've decided to do. Instead of seam ripping that, this is awfully bulky, I am going to double fold, and that's going to give me something really good and stable to sew the sheer part onto. Let me cut some of this big hunk of knot here. It's like a big surged piece. I think that's going to work much better. I have no idea how this is going to look because that got stretched out. You know, gauze is like crinkled. So, I don't know, but we're going with it because it's too late to do anything about it now. Kind of ruffled a little bit. But, hey, it might look great with that sheer scarf on it. Now I have to decide how I'm doing this. I have to stop and think. I think I remember the formula. The top part, the skirt, right side up, and that is to the left of me. The bottom part has to be wrong side out, so it has to be inside out. I'm supposed to stick my hand up inside it, find the seam I want to start sewing on, and kind of like stick all that onto my machine. I think this is the way. Yes, yes, that way I can make a full revolution. And by doing it that way now, I have both pieces right side up. The skirt top is up, and this is up. And I'm going to just put the gauze top on top of this other fabric and sew. And I will take a couple stitches, and then I will see where my safety pin is so that I know how much I have to gather. So here's the pin up here, and here's the pin here. I've got a little bit of gathering to do, so let's just start gathering a little bit here and there. And I just pleat it like, I don't know, just a little pinch. There's no rules. We're done. We've done that part. Alright, I'm doing a test try-on, and there are so many things that I hate about this. As I feared, this stretched out. I do not want that skirt to flare out like that at the hips. Don't like that at all. And then I do see that seam that they made. I don't like that either, but that's the least of my worries. It's that bullshit that's going on. What the hell am I going to do to fix that? I could take big hunks out, or I could, I don't know, make little pleats in the white. Oh, or I could just cut it off and do it again. I don't want to do that. This is not going to stay this way. So, let me think. All right, girls and my few boys, we are doing a complete reconstruction of this. I have decided that I'm going to cut this off, and I think I'm going to just start the sheer fabric just below the waistband. I'm not in love with this much white showing. I don't know. It's just not at all what I was going for. And it's huge. I don't like that. So I'm going to cut this off. Let me think of how I'm going to do that. I don't know if I have the right setting for the lights. I'll never be situated for that. I moved the lining out of the way. I'm not in love with that lining. I mean, it has to stay there, but I just don't like the way it was made. And I'm thinking that if I'm going to sew the fabric up here, that I would like to be working with one of the original hems. And I don't have that here now, so I'm not seam ripping all this mess. I'm just going to cut it, and then I can just stitch the hem for the bottom. I'm just going to cut it off. I'm going to be cutting a lot of this off, but I just have to decide how I'm going to attach this scarf to the waistband. You know, I could just go right under it. It would be just the waistband that would be white. I could do that first and then trim it after. Did not expect this to be this difficult, and I can tell I'm on the wrong setting. Let's go to the machine. This was supposed to be a quick and easy project. All right, I have the skirt, I have the lining pulled away, I have the skirt face side up. I'm leaving this on because I don't want this to all stretch again. So I'm thinking that if I can hold it down, I'll be good. I have the scarf again, and I cut the side open because I'm not going to be using all of it now. Where is that hem that I want? What I'm going to do is just put that finished selvage. I switched to clear thread on the top, but I left my white thread. So I have nylon on the top and some polyester blend probably on the bottom, cotton poly blend. I have no idea how that's going to work, and I'm getting tired now. This has been taking me way too long, and I get a headache when things go not a way that I expected. So let me do a couple stitches here. No matter how this one turns out, this has to be the end because I have no more options. I have to sew a little bit more before I can see if that's going to actually work. Okay, let me stop and check my stitching. I'm going to have to do a zigzag. I don't want that little edge to be lifted, and it's lifting. So I'm going to have to do a zigzag to enclose that whole part. So let's try that. Okay, that looks finished. It seems to be working. And this is why I don't do any custom sewing for people. I get so many requests. Can you make this for me? Can you make that for me? No, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, at least that's looking, you know, like it's part of the fabric. And I don't think I'm stretching it out. Okay, I'm getting to the end. And I have all this scarf left. But that's okay. I wasn't going now for a big flowy look. I want it to look more streamlined. I need to still cut, but I'm not going to cut this while it's all like on here. So I'm going to just cut. I'm going to cut the part that's going to be folded under right there. And then I'll just finish cutting that after. Alright, let's get this off the machine. I am just going to go ahead and hem the lining because I'm not going to be cutting that any shorter. just double folding it and stitching. Let's go look at it. I'm already more hopeful. I have a lot of stuff I have to cut there, but right now I need to just cut the side of this. And I'm going to be a little generous with it. We have all this left. All right, now I have to sew up that side seam. And I also have to cut all that crap around the waistband. Let's do the side seam. No, let's do this first. What am I doing? I have to cut this gauze off right there. Now we have a clown collar. Now, I'm thinking of sewing the side together only to the bottom of the lining and then letting this part be free-flowing, but I'd have to stitch it. Let's see. Back to the machine. I'm going to leave the white thread in the bobbin because I am just that lazy right now that I don't want to be messing. It's not that I mind changing the bobbin, but I absolutely hate working with nylon thread. I just don't like it, how it comes out on the fabric. So I'm glad to have the white on the bottom. It's not going to really show. I could put red, but I don't have red available. So I'm going to start by hemming the bottom of this scarf. And I'm only going, no, am I going to turn twice? Yes, I'm going to turn twice. I have the wrong glasses on. Okay, I can see. I want to make sure that I'm doing this on the right side, the right way, I should say. And I do believe I am. I'm still not 100% sure, but I think I am. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. That's going to put the white on the good side. Oh, my fucking word, this sucks. Am I out of clear thread? Oh my God, can this get any worse? I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I have to try. I don't feel like spinning clear thread. It's a good thing I don't still drink because I would be absolutely wasted right now. Let's just hope that that silly thread holds out for me. Let's get in there. Go. Oh, I just checked to see if my camera was on. If it wasn't, I think I would have deleted my channel. I am so tired right now that I don't know what I'm doing. This seems to be going good though, and it looks good. Let's just hope I don't run out of thread because I don't want to have to wind a fucking bobbin right now. And the skirt will be shorter now too, which I will like because now we started just below the waistband. Plus I lost some fabric because I had to cut it. And I forgot to do it on camera, but I also did trim the bottom of this because it was a hot mess. And I needed to make it even. Now I'm going to sew this friggin' side seam, and I'm going to sew it to about there. And we need regular safety pin because I know I will hurt myself. Okay. So I have to sew this shit together. We'll get there. It'll be nighttime, but we'll get there. How the hell did I do that? Alright, I'm just gonna try. Get in there. Oh my God. Ow! Oh, that's alright. I didn't hurt myself. The thingy just touched my finger and scared me. I am going to try to do the side slit just because I must have some kind of a death wish. I will have to trim this shit. I could possibly just fold that over again and make it neater. I don't know. I don't like this. Did I even catch the fabric? Maybe I can just trim it up. And maybe that'll be good enough. It's gonna have to be. Okay, that was good. I'm gonna do a zigzag over that I just trimmed. Just gotta hem that side slit. I'm starting at one end, I'm gonna go up to the V, and then I'm gonna just go around it and come back down the other side. Oh, that was my thread. The top thread broke? Oh, of course. Why not? Where's the fucking hole? That's the problem with clear thread. Can't friggin' see it. Here we go. This is potty mouth sewing tonight. Do fucking love. Oh, don't want zigzag. I ran out of the bobbin thread. I had about 6 inches to go. Oh my god. Okay. I'm ready to finish. I guess I have to start back here a little bit. I have the worst headache. You can't even imagine. I can't wait to go take some Tylenol. At least the fabric did not give me trouble sewing. I mean, it really came out nice, the hems and stuff. That part, good. Okay, we're going back to the mannequin. Please, please, cross your fingers for me. You guys, this is exactly what I envisioned. Except when I envisioned it with more of the white at the top. But I absolutely love it with just the white waistband. This looks like a sarong that was just wrapped around her body. It is, in my opinion, perfect because it's what I was going for. Oh, and just in case you see that, she's just dressed in clothes so she's not naked. That's Peanut Gallery male shirt and just a skirt that I made and that I wore a lot of times. Back to this. I love it. I did not realize that we were going to have the print so even in the front like that. And it's just nice and narrow, and we do have the side slit. So she's got a little bit of a kick there, and it's just below the lining, which I love. I do think I would like the lining to even be a little bit shorter. I would like it probably to, like, you know, at the thigh, higher up, but I'm leaving it like that. And I don't like that they have a seam of the lining in the front, but I didn't do that. I actually considered cutting that lining off and turning it so the seam would not be in the front, but that would be crazy because I'm too tired to do something like that. So I absolutely love it. I wish I could show you the back, but I can't move her. I don't know what else to say other than it was absolutely worth deconstructing that whole mess that I had. I don't even think I ever showed you like the whole skirt, and it was way long. This is the perfect length. Awesome. I absolutely love it. Thank you for hanging out with me for this. I would have never gotten through it if not for the Peanut Gallery. So please subscribe if you want to see me struggle some more, because I'm sure I will. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!